So Roadhouse is a new movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal, directed by Doug Liman, that is a remake of a classic film starring Patrick Swayze of the same name. And there was a lot of controversy surrounding this film where Doug Liman was like, oh, we were promised a theatrical release if we made a great film, and I made a great film, where's my theatrical release, blah, 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 blah. Well, I am here to tell you that this isn't really a great film. Jake Gyllenhaal was fun, I guess, at times. Other times he was incredibly dry. He plays this guy who's an ex-UFC fighter, and, you know, there's some controversy in his fighting that led to him being out of a job and being in a really tough spot. But then he's offered this job to essentially be a bouncer, I guess you could say, at a bar that's in just a really aggressive town where people are really aggressive with one another. There were a lot of moments in this film that felt really dull between the fight sequences. This film really needed coverage, and if you don't really know what I mean by coverage, coverage is when, say you have one good shot in mind, you want to get some more basic angles of that shot so that way the editor can go to it if they have to. You know, just to provide the editor with more options. It felt like Doug Liman completely forgot what coverage was and pretty much only shot these lawn takes, and you could literally see jump cuts in the lawn takes. It was really jarring, and I don't know, I wasn't the biggest fan. There were also a lot of really goofy drone shots that didn't really serve any purpose, and just any time where people were talking and there was no fighting going on, it was atrocious. The fighting really just helped make this film at least passable at times. And then also Conor McGregor. You know, anytime Conor McGregor was on scene, it was great. He was terrible, but I loved it. But I will give Liman his flowers. He really does know his stuff in terms of action. The action here was great, aside from the weird cuts that they would have occasionally whenever it was wide. There were times where the action shifted to being POV or just not a wide shot. That was not great. But whenever the action was this wide, sweeping, one take type of shot, it was incredible, honestly. And I had such a fun time with that, and I want to see more action like that in films because it's great, you know, and it's so much better than that Jason Bourne million different cuts with shaky cam style of action. And it's kind of ironic because he invented that. So maybe with Roadhouse, Liman will help pioneer a new type of action. And maybe in that case, this movie was worth it. But aside from that, this movie isn't that great. All in all, I'm gonna give this film 2 stars. I know it's kind of harsh, but I just really wasn't that big of a fan. But what about all of you? What did you think of this movie? Do you feel like it was worth being made in the first place? Did you like this film? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, please feel free to subscribe, do whatever you gotta do. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.